Yeah, Shalom Israel, Shalom. Barakat YaHaWah, Barakat YaHaWaShi. BaHaSham, Rakah Qadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone who teach well and rule well. Peace and salutation to the Akim, pushing this truth all over the earth. And to the Akwith listening, quietly listening and learning, Shalom. This is your brother Shema from the Pillars of Benjamin camp here in Toronto with another lesson. And I don't know what I'm going to call it as yet, but through the spirit and power of YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi, a title will come. Right? But anyways, we'll get right into it. I was watching this article on ABC News saying there's several states seeing a rise in coronavirus COVID cases, right? So we'll watch a video. It's a clip, came out today. We'll watch it and then we'll grab a couple of precepts.
It's now seeing a spike in cases. The World Health Organization has also released new information about the likelihood of asymptomatic people spreading the virus. ABC's Andrew Fujii has the latest.
This morning, coronavirus cases on the rise in 20 states, plus Puerto Rico. In Arizona, the state's largest health system has now reached capacity for patients' internal lung machines.
Would you say that the situation right now in Phoenix and in Arizona is dire?
Yes, it is. This is the time when we need to be speaking out.
The state seeing a record 1,500 new cases in a single day, 2 weeks after reopening. Texas, now open for more than a month, also seeing a steep increase in new patient admissions, with nearly 2,000 hospitalized. South Carolina reported nearly 550 new cases Monday, the highest since the pandemic began. And North Carolina is seeing its highest number of hospitalizations so far, more than 700. This upward trend prompting doctors to urge people to wear a face covering in public.
There are a lot of nurses. The ICU is very busy. So the amount of equipment, noise, staff that is helping to take care of our patients is more than I've seen in my 22 years of working here.
And this morning, new information on the virus, contrary to earlier thinking. The World Health Organization now saying that spreading the virus when you're asymptomatic is very rare. But some doctors are questioning that data.
We do know that there is a very small percentage of patients that at the time of testing and testing positive, they are without symptoms. So although the risk is very low, it's not zero. So what we still recommend is appropriate social distancing.
And as Congress investigates the intelligence community's handling of the coronavirus threat, a House committee is now reviewing a new Harvard study that found evidence the virus may have been sweeping through Wuhan nearly 3 months before Chinese health officials told the world. Researchers say they can't prove the increased hospital activity was due to COVID-19, but they also found that internet searches in Wuhan for coronavirus symptoms spiked in October. Kenneth, Mona?
Andrea, thank you. Hi.
Yeah. Tawada YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi. Tawada. For this truth, man. You know? For these precepts, man. Right? Right? So we see the narrative. Right? We see the narrative. Wicked Esau's narrative, man. You know? Right? Saying there's a spike. Right? We see the rhetoric saying there's a spike. Right? Let's get some precepts, man. Right? Matter of fact, you see everyone wearing the mask. The reporter is wearing a mask. The interviewer is wearing a mask. On the street, right? Deuteronomy 32 verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is none, and there is no power with me, no God with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand, right? The Most High is in control of all these things, man. Right? He kills, he makes alive, he wounds and he heals. And there's none that can deliver from his hand. Nothing can deliver you from his hand, man. So you see all these bug outs wearing masks and gloves. That can't save them, man. Right? If the Most High allocates you to the sword, you're gonna get it. The sword, man. Right? Nothing can save you. Right? And we see these bug outs bugging out with this new, you know, the whole peace and safety thing, open things up, peace and safety, right? Thessalonians, let's get it. It's 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, right? So that's their narrative, peace and safety, open things up, right? And now they're turning around saying there's a spike and record cases, right? Then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape, right? No one's going to escape. The only ones that will escape is the elect, man. Most High willing, we're of that number, we're of the elect. Right, let's look up this word travail, man. As travail upon a woman with child. Travail. Labor, toil. Mid-13th century, Old French. Work, labor, toil, suffering or painful effort, trouble, right? Arduous journey, right? As travail as upon a woman with child, suffering, painful effort, trouble, right? And they shall not escape. That's the destruction that's coming, man, right? These plagues. Listen, the Most High is systematically, methodically taking out Babylon the Great, spiritual Egypt, right? Just like he did with Egypt in ancient Egypt in antiquity, right? He took them out methodically, right? The Most High is a man of war, right? These are war tactics, right? War tactics. Let's look at a man of war. The Most High in Exodus. Exodus 15 verse 3. And this is what we see happening right now, man. This is the Most High's movie. The Most High is at work. The Most High, Exodus 15 verse 3. The Lord, all caps, YaHaWah, is a man of war. The Lord, all caps, is his name. YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi. Right? These are war tactics, man. Systematically, methodically taking out Babylon the Great with these plagues, these pestilences, the sword, teeth of beasts, famines, right? And ultimately the ICBMs, lake of fire. Right? First Samuel chapter 2 verse 6. The Lord, all caps, YaHaWah, killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord, all caps, once again, YaHaWah, maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. Right, the Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi, man. This is a movie, man. He's the author of all these things, man. Right? Right, listen, the Most High took out Egypt with plagues and pestilences, right? And it was one thing after another, right? It was darkness, lice, hail, took out the cattle, slew the firstborn. The river Nile turned to blood. It was all one thing after that, systematically, methodically. Let's look up that word, systematic. Right, and that's what YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi is doing right now, man. You see me? All praises to Most High YaHaWah BaHaSham YaHaWaShi, BaHaSham Qadash, for this truth, right? For this word, Right? We're not bugging out. Wisdom and knowledge should be stability in that times. Isaiah 33 verse 6. Right? You see all these bug outs walking around with masks. Right? Not knowing what's going on. Right? No knowledge. Systematic. Pertaining to a system from French. Right? Systematique, or directly from late Latin, systematicus. Right? As methodical, often in a bad sense, ruthlessly methodical. Right, the Most High YaHaWaShi is ruthlessly methodically. Woo! Qadash. Ruthlessly, methodically taking out Babylon the Great, the whore. Spiritual Egypt. Exodus 5 verse 1. And afterward Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, Thus saith YaHaWah power of Israel, let my people go, that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness. Aaron and Moses, this is Aaron and Moses talking to the Pharaoh, right? And Pharaoh said, Who is the Lord, all caps, YaHaWah, that I should obey his voice to let Israel go? I know not the Lord, neither will I let Israel go, right? Basically, Pharaoh was scoffing, man. Verse 3, and they said, The power of the Hebrews hath met with us. Let us go, we pray thee, 3 days, journey into the desert, and sacrifice unto YaHaWah our power, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or with sword. Right? Through these precepts, through these scriptures, we know the Most High YaHaWah visits and pours out judgment with the sword, with famine, with pestilence, with teeth of beasts, spirits made for judgment. Sirach chapter 39. Sirach chapter 39. Verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. These spirits are created by the Most High YaHaWaShi. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right? Please the wrath, to please the Most High, the wrath of him, the wrath of the Most High that made them. Fire, here's the point. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Right? Most High for judgments, for vengeance. Right? Fire and hail, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. Right? The Most High punishes via these weapons. Right? Didn't we read the Most High YaHaWah is a man of war? That's something the plantation Christianity doesn't teach, man. That the Most High is the author of all these things, man. Right? So we see this systematic, methodical destruction taking place. Right? Through these scriptures. And we know it's the Most High YaHaWah at work. Second Esdras chapter 15. Second Esdras chapter 15 verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. Right? This Egypt that is being spoken about in this precept right here is Babylon the Great, America the Great, spiritual Egypt. Not ancient Egypt, spiritual Egypt. Babylon the Great, the whore. And will destroy all the land thereof. Right? So the Most High striking modern day Egypt, America the Great, with plagues as before. Right? So we see these things. We know what it is. Right? We're blowing the trumpet, edifying, warning the sheep, warning the house of Israel. Right? Right? A Most High willing were of the elect. The sealing of the elect. Right? To be exempt from the destruction that's coming. Right? Because it's only the elect that's going to survive these calamities that are coming, man. That's why we stay in these precepts, man, girded up and watching. Right? Because the Most High gave us a blueprint in these scriptures, the signs, to what to watch for. It's in me. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that, man. The Most High systematically destroying, methodically destroying Babylon the Great, man. Right? I pray you're edified. Most High willing, you're edified. Call Allah, YaHaWah, BaHaSham, YaHaWaShi, BaHaSham, Qadash. Double honors once again to the apostle and the elders of Great Millstone to teach well and rule well. Peace and salutation to the Akim, pushing his truth all over the earth. Kwame Yasharala, Abad Babal.